Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of GyalDem City. It's a bit of a special tonight because obviously we're in the Champions League final. I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, well, not my usual co-host, but I have Ryan with me, my little brother, and yeah, we're very happy. Well, I'm very happy. He's a Liverpool fan.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, he's happy for me. So he's here. We're obviously going to discuss the game, and then we'll get to your comments and stuff like that. Actually, I'll do that first. Bradley is in the building. Love to Bradley. He says, big up the panel. I can't lie, seeing City reach a Champions League final is hurtful as a United fan. I hope it opens up the eyes of some in my club's fan base. How can you be satisfied with seeing that? Do you know what I think it is, Bradley? Like, I just think Man City, it's been a long time coming, and I've been saying for a while, it's not a case of if Man City win the Champions League, it's a case of when. And I've always felt like that for the past few years. I think up to maybe the Tottenham game, I didn't think Man City were ready to win it. I thought with the likes of Demichelis, Otamendi, them sort of defenders, I didn't see us winning a Champions League against like a Sergio Ramos, them sorts of players. And even though we had Vincent Kompany, he was injured a lot, and it was one of them where we had to play a lot of games without Vincent Kompany. So it was harder for us. So our defense wasn't the best. Going forward, we've always been good enough. Like, even when we've gone out, like, we scored 3-4 goals, and we've ended up going out, on away goals and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's always been a case of when, not if. And I'm not saying we're going to go and win it now because we still got a whole hard 90 minutes to go. But I think Man City are in the position where they can do it. They can, on their day. If Man City play the way they played tonight, we can beat either of them teams in the final. But it just depends on that, Bradley says, City snuffed out PSG easily tonight. Diaz, Stones, Fernandinho and Mahrez in particular were unbelievable. Props to Zinchenko as well. Whole City team was on it, to be honest. Neymar disappointing, PSG poor. Yeah, I think Man City were just unreal. Like, a lot of people are talking about Neymar. Obviously, I'll get your opinion on that in a minute, Ryan. But a lot of people are talking about it. But I just think Man City were just so good defensively. I don't think there's much he could have done. Everything that he tried was blocked out, and I do think it was more about Man City's defence than him not being good, if you know what I mean. Banter aside, United fans, including myself, should want the club to be in City's position, but instead some of them are complaining about how our game on Sunday got postponed. Yeah, it always happens. I apologise for speaking about my stupid club as this is a City podcast, but Jan, you already know I try to keep it as real as I can when it comes to United, and right now City are the barometer for success. Yeah, I get that, Bradley. I do respect your opinion because you are always level-headed. You never, one of these fans that starts going on about how Man City should be there anyway. It's just irrelevant, really, isn't it? Dupe's in the building. He says, come on, people acted like we had no chance in this game. Yeah, I was seeing all 4-0 Dortmund in this, on this channel in the comments. I was seeing 4-0 PSG. I was seeing Mbappe's going to tear you apart. Fair enough, he didn't play the second leg, but in the first leg, he did play. So, yeah. Kamasola, Carl's in the building. He says, Jan, yes, big up to you. Charlie's in the building. City, what a performance. Yeah, big up to you guys. Malcolm's in a box. Big up every time. Well done, City, but I'm back in Chelsea. Glazers piss off out Man's thing. You know what point I made on the football terrace? I understand it, obviously, from a Man United point of view, you're going to support Chelsea, but I think there's a danger if Chelsea win this that they go and win it again before United. So I think more 3 Champions Leagues are in danger. If Man City win it, I don't think we'll win another 2 that quickly. But I think, honestly, if Chelsea win it this time, Chelsea are not at their best. Chelsea will probably get a better player in, up front. And I think Chelsea probably get better. And I can't see how Man United win that again before Chelsea. So I think they could even be the second most successful team in Europe in
Yeah,
the
British
in
team
not,
in Europe. Yeah.
yeah, not too far future. So I'd just say with that, just be careful what you wish for. I think the best hope for a United fan would be that Madrid get through and Madrid win. That would be, from a Man United, because Chelsea are a lot closer to you than we are right now. So we'll see. Nathan says, big up to Jan and Ryan. Big up to you every time. Well done to City, fully deserved. That game was violent. Yeah, PSG, they're in the first leg, there's a reason why that's their 10th red card of the season. Like, yeah, they
Yeah, Wallace's Don Podge isn't teaching them to control their temper and temperament, is he? Bloody discipline, man. He needs to teach them discipline.
You know what? Diaz, best defender in the world, says Afdelin Skills. You know what? After tonight,
I'll have something to say about that.
Yeah, but after tonight, I can't even argue. With that right now. Like, he just put his body on the line, literally, for that win. And what a guy! Like, I can't praise him anymore. Sasha says, "Congrats, Jan! Can't wait for the Istanbul vlog." You know what? I don't think I will get a ticket because Man City's is very much based on loyalty. And even though I've been going to City for a while, I've not been going City as long as a lot of our fans. And away games play a big part in how many points you have. And even though my dad has been going for a very, very long time, he never used to go away. So his loyalty points are a bit lower than a lot of our fans. So I can't, unless they sort of let 10,000 go or something daft like that, I can't see it. And I don't think there'll be many that go. Obviously, it's our first Champions League final. It's Aguero's last game. Yeah, them tickets are going to be like gold dust. I can't see how I go unless, one of the players wants to bless me with a ticket or something mad like that. But I don't know any of them, so I can't see it. But yeah, I would love to go to Istanbul and vlog from there because that would just be an experience and a half. Black Diamond says, congrats, Jan, no banter tonight. Yeah, all of the PSG are going to win 4-0 people are probably missing. I'm sure they won't turn up. But guys, if you're watching this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the membership if you can. It's always good. And yeah, we'll see. So Ryan, obviously before I go to most of the comments, what did you make of PSG's performance tonight? Because I know a lot of people are saying Neymar didn't turn up and stuff like that. And all that kind of stuff. So what did you make of it?
I thought in the first 10 minutes they started off pretty well, PSG. Obviously, I saw the state of the pitch in the first half. It was horrendous, and it was absolutely horrendous, that pitch. And obviously, I thought PSG, like I said, started quite well. They had that. Obviously, I don't know how the ref gave that as a penalty. It was blind. He gave it based on the screams from the PSG players. That's it. Honestly, I don't know how the hell he could have given that. He got overturned quick, rightly so. And then from then on, you just got the goal so quick after that, literally. And from then on, PSG had a couple. I think they hit the bar with a header. Di Maria had that chance where, wasn't Edison out of goal and he put it just wide. I think
Edison passed it out to, I can't remember which player it was, and they lost the ball, and they got it back, and then he had a shot. But yeah, he was out of his goal.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think City always looked in control. Really, I never thought the PSG were going to go through. Really, they had a couple of chances, nothing big.
Yeah.
And second half, City were just even more in control. PSG never looked like scoring in the second half at all. And then obviously City get them on the counter attack, and and then PSG lose their heads after that. Obviously, what Di Maria did and everything was stupid. So yeah, City were always in control today. It's not even if you didn't need to win, you just needed to not lose essentially. That was it. And you did all your hard work in the first leg, really, if I'm being honest. So, and in terms of PSG, I think with Neymar, I think you lot handled them really well. Just when they were on the ball, you were in a good shape, and when you were on the ball, you counter attacks really well, and you handled Neymar well. Even if that was by fouling him a few times, like you did, that's the way of stopping him at the end of the day. And it's clever tactics, and yeah, I mean, did they miss Mbappe? Yeah, but I wouldn't use that as an excuse like some people who we just spoke to are, because in the second half of the first leg, City were dominated PSG, and Mbappe was playing in that second half. So, you can't use that as an excuse for me. So, nah, City fully deserved it. Much the better team over the two legs, and yeah, deservedly in a final. I think your favourites for it, I think as well. I think you beat Chelsea in a final. I wouldn't say, yeah, I think you beat Chelsea in a final. I'd be pretty confident if in that. Real Madrid, I think you'd beat them because I think you're much better team. I think you're the best team in the world at the moment, if I'm being honest. But I think there's more chance of Real Madrid beating you than Chelsea beating you, just purely based on Real Madrid's experience in these games. I mean, they're not the same team that they were, but all their players, their manager won 3 in a row. Some of their players who are still there, have won 4 because they won one 2 years before, I think in 2014. So the experience is mad, and but I still think City are massive favourites, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like if City play how they played tonight, I think we'll beat any team in the final. Like I think anyone that we came up against, we would beat. We defended well. We defended as a unit. When we needed to attack, we attacked well. Obviously, if I have a choice between who I would rather play, then it's a tricky one because who do I think if there wasn't a club attached to it and you showed me these 11 players or these 11 players, I probably would rather play Chelsea based on the fact that, they haven't, them players, even though Chelsea have won the Champions League, them players haven't won the Champions League. So we would be going up against players that haven't been in a Champions League final either. You know what I mean? I think Thiago Silva, was he in the final last
He was
year?
in last year.
Yeah, I think he was in the final.
It.
Yeah, and Gundogan has been in the final. But I think apart from them two, if I'm not mistaken, no one else has been into a Champions League final. I might be wrong, but I think that's.
I don't know if Kovacic has. I'm not sure because Kovacic was at Madrid, but he might not.
Yeah, he might have been. Yeah, but I don't know. Like there's not a lot of players. Like there's not a lot of players out of our squads that have been in that situation before. So I think it'd be kind of new to us both. Obviously, Pep and Tuchel have both been in finals. Pep has won 2. Tuchel's lost 1, I think. I don't know if he's been there before that, but it will be. I think it will be a lot more equal in terms of if we played Chelsea. That being said, I don't want to play English opposition. I think it's
just
a
the
lot
risk of losing to an English side. It was the same when we played
10 times worse.
Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. If you'd have lost to Tottenham, it'd be way worse than losing to Real Madrid. So yeah, if it goes badly, which a lot of teams do lose their first Champions League final, I'm hoping that Man City can do it because I think we're good enough to do it first time. But yeah, it's one of them. If we are going to lose it, it can't be to Chelsea. So for that reason, I'd rather it was Real Madrid. That being said, like you said earlier, these players have been there, done it more than once. Like Ramos, been there, done it. Benzema, been there, done it. Like
Bruce,
all of
Modric,
these players, all of their midfield, like these sorts of players have been there, done that. And, it's kind of like Liverpool where even though you'd not won it before, because your club have such a strong history in Europe, it's almost like you have that edge over other teams. And Real Madrid have that even more so than Liverpool. So
because I think Real Madrid have that even more because their players and manager have done it. Our play is in terms of us, it was the club that had done it, not the players and manager.
Yeah.
So I mean, they'd gotten to a final the year before and lost it, but in terms of winning it 3 in a row, like the experience is a madness. But I think you're massive favourites against Real Madrid. I'll say that. I expect you to win that game, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we've shown that we can go up against Real Madrid and win.
Yeah.
I just think it would just be the nerves of a Champions League final that
First
would probably go
one,
against us. They're not under any pressure. If they lose to Man City, they would just say Man City are one of the best teams in the world at the moment, if not the best. That's what they would say. They've been there, done it, won it before. They're not under any pressure. Zidane's not under any pressure to win it. Pep's under a lot of pressure to win it. And I think for that reason, the pressure's all on us. And I think even if
I agree with that.
the pressure's on us because Chelsea will just say, oh, we sacked our manager halfway through the season.
Chelsea were never expected to get into this position,
Yeah, so they're not under any pressure. So all the pressure in the final is going to be on Man City, regardless of who we play. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's not going to be an easy final or anything like that. But I think Man City can do it. We've shown that we can.
What date is the final?
See, I don't know. Like, I don't normally look at the Champions League final because we're not normally there. Shit. Where's the final?
Normally it's about 3 weeks.
29th of May.
Okay. Oh, because the season's ending later. Normally it's 3 weeks after the season ends, but it's 1 week.
Wait, is it 3 weeks away? Oh my God, it's the 5th of May. It's on the 29th of May. What? I can't cope. That's too soon.
Nah, trust me. Well, do you know what the difference? Because obviously, like, I've seen my team in 2 Champions League finals over the last 2 years. The first one against Madrid, I wasn't too stressed about because I knew we were massive underdogs.
Yeah.
And I knew we just done well to get to the final because our team shouldn't have been good enough to get to a final. But the Tottenham one, that was mad stressful, the build up to it, because it was like, because we hadn't won the league, we'd lost out by the point to you guys. It was the thought of, imagine finishing a point behind City for the title, 97 points, and losing a Champions League final. Basically coming so close to winning both but getting nothing.
Yeah.
That was the stress levels of it. And obviously we won, which was good in the end, but I'm telling you, the stress for that is mad. Whereas with you guys, at least you still won the league. Like, you've got the league in the bag. Like, so if you don't win the Champions League, it's still been a very, very successful season.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, if we'd have lost that Champions League final that year, it would have been literally like, fuck me, how have we not won anything this season? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Because I think, like, we're City, like, I said it a while ago when we were on for the quad, and I was saying, like, sometimes it's worse because when you're in so many competitions late on, it's almost like if you end up not winning 2 of them, it's almost like your season's been a failure. But if you think about it, to get to like 2 finals, to win the Prem and to win a cup or something like that, like, that is like a successful season on paper.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've been in 4 and then you're not in, like, it's almost like, it's weird. It's kind of like you get Man United fans saying they're going to laugh at Man City if they go out to PSG. And it's kind of like, you went out in the group stage. So it's one of them things where it's like, you can't really laugh at Man City for losing in a competition that you've not even, qualified for. And, for me at the start of the season, like, I was adamant I wanted Man City to win the league and I wanted us to go further in the Champions League. And I keep saying it because that's what I wanted for Man City, and to go 2 steps further to get to a Champions League final, on top of winning the league and winning a Carabao Cup, which, fair enough, like, kind of our trophy at the moment. But to do that, that's a really successful season for Man City. And, people can say all they want that, we did a domestic treble a few years ago, but we weren't in this situation in the Champions League. And all these people that talk about Man City talk about, but they haven't done it in Europe. So, it's just one of them things. To win the league and get to a Champions League final is a successful season, regardless of what happens. Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, I think Man City, with the team that we have, the way we've played in the Champions League, like, we are the only unbeaten team in it. Out of 12 games, we've won 11 and drawn 1. Like, that is no other English team has ever done that before. Like, this, Man City are making history right now.
Is there a bit of fear in you now you've said that there's a loss coming? I think you'll win, but there's a loss coming, and
do you know what? I don't know, because it's kind of like,
I mean, Bayern Munich, I think, were unbeaten last year and won it.
Yeah, but I think it's English teams. Yeah, it can be done. Like, but it's one of them things. Like, part of me thinks like that, but then part of me thinks, you know what? Like, this team that go up against us at the final, they're going to know that Man City are hard to beat. Like, it's not going to be like an easy game for them. And, you know, it's one of them things. Can Man City do it? Yeah, they can, you know. But it's just going to be how we play on the night. Honestly, I believe if we play like we did tonight, we win that. If we play like how we kind of played over the last couple of seasons where we've not been great in big games, then maybe not. But I don't think this Man City have that mentality. Like, you've seen Ruben Diaz, like his impact on the pitch is second to. I haven't seen that since Vincent Kompany, and even Vincent Kompany didn't have the influence that he's got on these players at the moment. And it's just crazy. Like, Fernandinho is a fantastic captain. You know, when Kompany left, I thought we've lost, you know, a big part of our team, but Fernandinho is more than stepped up. And yeah, it's just a great team of players at the moment. They don't get too cocky. They don't get too ahead of themselves. And, you know, they take every game. Like, you could see in that game, they were just like, right, okay, let's focus. And, you know, they went on and got the win. And I think this team, I feel like this team more than any other team we've ever had can do it. And it sounds crazy because we've had people like Yaya Toure, David Silva, Vincent Kompany, and a fit Sergio Aguero. But I just feel like this team as a whole, if anyone's going to do it,
every part of your team is so strong. It's like I preferred watching your team and the football you played a couple of seasons back when you won the back-to-back and you had the front four of like Sané, Aguero, Sterling, and then De Bruyne, Silva in midfield. Like, that football was amazing, and your football's still amazing. Don't get me wrong, but like, I feel your team now is just like efficient all over. It's more an efficient team all over the pitch, and I think that's what gives you more chance in the Champions League winning it this year. In terms of, you know, would City have played this way a couple of years ago? I don't think they would have.
No.
But you know, it's where you can see out results now. You can, you know, you go 1-0 out and you can kind of shut out the game, which is another way for City to win a game now. And that's what you kind of need in these you know, one-off games, knockout games. And that's why I think you've gotten so far in it this season, and that could really help you in the final in a one-off game, to be honest. If you go 1-0 up, you don't go gung-ho and go for the second. You can just slow the game, shut it down, and try and nick one on the counter-attack, you know, like you did today. So yeah, I think
that's what I think. I think this team is more, and I actually said it at the start of the season when we got Ruben Diaz in originally. Like, I was like, this team are suited more for the Champions League, and that's what I was saying. Because Man City were like not great in the league, but in the Champions League were really good. And I was like, I think this team, the way that we set up, I think this team are more suited for the Champions League. And
I remember asking you earlier on in the year. This was before, I think this was around December, when you actually weren't performing as great in the league, and I think we were top of the league at the time. And I remember asking you, do you think Pep is, because Pep had kind of changed his system at the beginning of the season. Do you think Pep's changed his system to choose a team who's more suited to win in Europe than in this country? And you said and you know, he's looking like he'll probably win both, to be fair, because he's obviously won the league, and you know, you're 90 minutes away from being champions of Europe as well. It'd be a madness, to be fair.
It's just, because I think, like, in the Prem, I do feel like I don't think we've been the best team ever in the Prem. Like, I think we're the best of a bad bunch. I think Man City are really good. I think the rest of the teams are a little bit off.
It depends what you base it off. I don't like basing the best Premier League teams off one season. That's why I don't put the Invincibles in there, because the Invincibles are known for that kind of one season. You look at they didn't retain a league, or they didn't win a European Cup in like the year of, whereas you look at the treble United team, they won the treble that season, but they won 3 leagues in a row as well. You look at the United 08 side, they won the Champions League, Premier League double, but they won 3 leagues in a row as well. You look at the Chelsea Mourinho team, won back-to-back. Pep City team a couple of years ago, winning back-to-back. And I think if you were to win the Champions League this year, you'd have won the League Cup and Champions League. The amount of trophies you've won over a 3 to 4 year period is an absolute madness that I actually think in term because obviously I never saw the treble 1919 because I wasn't even born then. So like, but
Yeah.
obviously in terms of Premier League teams that I would have seen, if you were to win the Champions League this season, I think you're the best that I've seen
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. I think, yeah, like it's just the way Man City are. Like, you know, like you say, it's not just been like one season where we're really good and then, you know, the others, like even the Champions League, like I've been saying, I said before the game tonight, I was like, whatever happens, Man City are just getting closer and closer. And, you know, I can see us winning it. You know, if we don't win it this year, I can see us going back again to another final in the near future and winning it, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't think, even if we did lose this Champions League final, I don't see it as like, oh, that's it now. We're not going to get another chance. It's not a one season wonder where, like a Tottenham, where they got there
yeah,
that season and, you know, they don't look like they're going back anytime soon. I think Man City will be there again.
yeah. I
You
agree.
know, obviously, PSG wanted to go back-to-back finals. I do think if PSG had got through tonight, they would win it. I think it's one of them. You know, they've been to a final, they've lost. I think if they got there again, they win. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'll get to some of the comments and then we'll, you know, move on. But did think you will win it, Saka, but Saka for the Ballon d'Or. Says, do pay Jan a day to dye your hair light blue if you win the Champions League. You know, if we win the Champions League, I'll do anything, innit? Not anything, but like, you know, it's one of them,
She gives
innit?
me 50 quid anyway. I can't wait for that 50 quid.
Yeah, true. Nathan says, hit the like button and share the video, help Jan's channel grow. This is not actually on my channel, but yeah, make sure that you subscribe to my channel too, Jan City ENT. Mustafa, one of my biggest haters, is in the comments. He says, come on, Chelsea, win this CL. What happened to Paris going through? Because you were adamant that PSG were going through. What happened? Let me know in the comments. Charlie says, unfortunately, we can't go to Istanbul. Turkey ran a 17-day lockdown and are on the red list. Yeah, I need to go to Turkey soon, personally. So I hope that they change that.
Oh yeah, I know where you need to go. You told me the other day.
Yeah, I need to go anywhere. Not even to Istanbul. Sometimes I go to Istanbul, but I then travel out. But
You
their
go to that
airport,
other city, don't you? What's it called?
Antalya. Yeah, I always go
Yeah, that's it.
Antalya. But Istanbul, their airport is amazing, you know. Their airport is like, it's so nice. Like I just go there to go through the airport. I've never actually been to Istanbul, like outside the airport, but I've been to the airport. It's nice. But yeah, it would be nice to go. I think Carefree Lewis, I think he did say about how they might try and do something where the fans like kind of like the players. So even though we're not allowed to travel into the country, like the players are like, it's organized, it's arranged where they get a coach to the airport, they get a flight, they get off the flight, they go on a coach to the hotel, and it's all very like organized. And apparently they're looking at maybe ways of getting fans where they can like maybe get a coach to the airport the same way that the players do, get on a plane, you know, that sort of thing. I don't know how that would work. I don't think they probably will do it, but you know, hopefully I would like to be able to go. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. To be honest, like maybe it's us not being there that's making the players do so well. So it is what it is, and I'm not gonna.
You think that's a factor?
No, I do think booing the anthem has never been something that I've agreed with.
That's a bit of
that. I hate UEFA, don't get me wrong, like everyone else, but I'm not going to boo the anthem because I think the players, as much as I dislike UEFA, the players want to win it. You know, I want to win it. So I'm not going to like boo the anthem and then UEFA hate us. Like, I honestly believe that some of these dodgy ass decisions that we've got in the past, like, I don't think that helps. If you're booing the anthem at the beginning of the game and the referee's in two minds about whether to give something, how do you know he's not influenced by that? Like, you know, I just think, you know what? Like, to be honest, I always said that, like, I wanted Man City to get to the final last year because I was like, if we get there with no fans, and, you know, I've always said that, like, teams normally get to a final and lose before they win. Like, that is the way most teams go. Not everyone, but most teams get to a final and lose first. I was like, if they get that out the way last season, then hopefully this season we can go on and win it. Obviously it didn't happen. So now I don't know, maybe we don't win the final and then we go next year and win it with fans there. Who knows? But yeah, it'll be a shame, especially for the City fans that travel all over the world, you know, with Man City.
100%,
Like, to spend all that money going to Shakhtar Donetsk every fucking year, which is in the snow in Ukraine, to spend all that money going to CSK Moscow and all them places like that, and then we get to the Champions League final and you can't go. It is a little bit unfair.
I mean, it happened kind of with, it's a similar story with us last season in terms of we won the league for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get to, we weren't there to see, I mean, we didn't, I think we won it when Chelsea beat Man City anyway, but, you know, it's stuff like, we weren't there, you know, to celebrate after, you know, no first game back at Anfield where we would have been singing champions and all that. No, seeing us lift the trophy, like, it all kind of took it, you know, kind of, it just didn't make it that nice, to be honest. Still loved it, but just weren't the same.
Black Diamond says, managers need to call Ollie to find out how to beat Klopp. I think he means Pep. You know what it is with Ollie? Like, yes, Ollie has beaten Pep a few times, but if you think about it, he's beat Pep twice in the league. One of them led to us finishing second anyway, which we were already finishing second. The other one led to us being top of the league anyway. And the one that Pep did win actually won us a trophy. So I get that he's beaten, you know, Ollie. He's beaten Pep a few times, but he's not beaten him in a game where we've gone out of a cup or anything like that, you know. That's all I'd say about that. And obviously, like, Poch, actually, you know, people were talking about Alex Ferguson today, like, oh, you know, when he went to the hotel, like, oh, he's gone to give them advice on how to beat Pep. What would Alex Ferguson know about beating Pep? He couldn't beat Pep. Like, Poch has a better record against Pep. Poch has a much better record against Pep than Fergie. So if anything, maybe he was going to find out how, you know, how to beat City from Poch. Who knows? Like, his record wasn't great. S. Paco says, lucky City. Yeah, we were really lucky tonight. Do you know what? Like, the reason why I'm so happy, don't get me wrong, I would be happy regardless, even if we went in through like an offside goal or something like that. That being said, like, the way Man City played tonight, it was not one of them where we scraped over the line. Like,
I was comfortable.
Yeah. Nathan said, Yana did say it would be a foregone conclusion. To be fair, there was some people in here that were backing Man City, so
I was. I always backed Man City to beat PSG.
You did say that. You said we get to the final. Like, the thing is, I trust Man City. Like, I actually do trust Man City. Like, I think we're a fantastic team. They keep surprising me, you know, like, I know we're brilliant, but it's kind of like Man City just go up a level, you know, every now and again. And I think, bloody hell, like, I didn't expect that. Like, I didn't expect that performance from Man City. I didn't expect Ruben Diaz to have the performance that he had, even though I rate him so highly. And yeah, I voted him for player of the season for Man City because I think he's so good. But it's just like,
I mean, your two best players
than I thought, you know,
today, probably Mahrez and Diaz, and they're probably your best players this season, to be honest.
Yeah. Mahrez has been, like, honestly, that guy, like, I would have, it's a shame because Ruben Diaz will get player of the season, which he should, you know, but Mahrez, like, he needs, like, some sort of award from Man City because, you know, yes, Diaz should get it because I think overall the influence that Diaz has had is, you know, goes without saying. That being said, just Mahrez has just been, and Gundogan, you know, earlier in the season. But, you know, these players, like, they've been so good this season. And, you know, it would be nice to win the Champions League, you know, and they get a proper award for it because I think, yes, winning the league is great. But, you know, Mahrez has won the league quite a few times now, you know, with Leicester and Man City. And so it's like, I don't think that's the reward that they need. I think a Champions League would be something like that. This is all, like, this is what you get for all your hard work. The only good thing is, obviously, this final is down to the players now. They're in the final. Yeah. If they turn up, they can win it. If Mahrez scores, he can win the Champions League. So it's down to them now. And, you know, I don't think Pep's going to overthink it. I think he'll play that same sort of lineup that he's been playing that just worked so well. False nine. I'd love to see Aguero at some point. Maybe if we go 1-0 down, I'd love to see Aguero come on and have a say in it, whether we win or not. You know, if Aguero has a say in it, then at least he can go out with his head held high and think, you know what, I tried my best. We weren't good enough or whatever. So yeah, it's it's one of them. Bradley says, Jan, I can hear you. I hear you. City have laid the foundations to get to this stage from early. I can't say I'm surprised. Yeah, it's just bit by bit. I think we just got there now. And you know what? We could have maybe got to a Champions League earlier than now. But I don't think we were ready to win it. I think we would have got to the Champions League final, and I think it would have been a Tottenham situation where it was like, you've got no chance of winning. And I feel like this Man City team, like, they have, like, it wouldn't be a shock if Man City went and won it. Like, people would have been like, oh my God, Man City won it. Like, they'd be like, they deserve to win it. And I think up until now, it's never been like that way. Like, I think if we get to the final against Real Madrid the season that you did, I think Real Madrid win. You know, I think if we got to the final against you with Tottenham, I think that would have been a bit more of an equal game than maybe
because we were shit in that final.
But I think Liverpool's experience would have got you over the line. So I think Man City are there at an opportunity now where we actually have a genuine chance of winning it. And I don't think we had a genuine chance before this season, if I'm being honest. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a one-off, it's a final, anything can happen. That being said, I just don't know whether our defence was strong enough before. Maybe with a fit Vincent Kompany, we would have had a good chance, but yeah, I think it would have been a lot more difficult, especially under managers like Pellegrini. And I just don't think we would have done it. So as much as it's taken us a while to get here, I think we are here at a good time. So yeah, we'll see. Rashid says, Harris even.
Big up my G Harris.
He says, man like Ryan made that City transfer.
Nah, I just decided to come and keep Jan City company on this show.
I'll be honest, City played well. PSG are the French Spurs. Now, do you know what? PSG are a good side, isn't it? They're a good side. I think people need to remember that they did knock out Barcelona and they did knock out Bayern Munich. That's not easy to do, you know. I think a lot of people that kind of, what I don't like is people sort of downplay certain things. So like when Man City win, it's like, oh, they're shit. Oh, they're not good. And it's just like Man City are just that good. Like we made PSG look bad. It wasn't that they are a bad team. Like, yes, they didn't play their best. Yes, everyone can admit that. But a lot of tonight, like people were speaking about Neymar. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, yes, Neymar didn't do as much as he could have done, but everything he tried to do was blocked. Like, Man City defended so well in that game. I don't think, you know, that Neymar was terrible. I thought in that first leg, in the first half, Neymar was brilliant. But Man City just seemed to defend well, you know, and I think that's what got us through. I don't think it was Neymar was awful or anything like that. Like, you know, it's kind of like Haaland. Like, Haaland was good in the first leg. The second leg, Man City kept him pretty quiet. And, you know, people were saying, is Haaland that good? Then it's like Mbappe's better. You know, look what Mbappe's doing. And then, you know, we played against Mbappe in the first leg. And again, Man City kept him quiet. Now it's, oh, he wasn't fully fit. Oh, he was injured. All this kind of stuff. And it's just like, maybe Man City are just good defensively. You know, like maybe that's what it is. You know, I don't know. I don't think PSG are terrible or anything like that. If they were, they wouldn't have got.
No, they're not terrible.
Do you know what I mean? And I think
that City are much better than them. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and it's one of them things, like you say, it's like a group effort as well to get. Yeah. And Man City defended so well as a team. Like PSG have individual brilliance, and you know it's always going to be difficult to play against them. But you know it's one of them where Man City just were better, and who knows? Like who knows? We'll have to see what happens now. But Man City are in a great position anyway. They've bypassed far what I thought they would do this season. So I'm very happy with City. Black Diamond says, great team, great manager. Yeah, Pep needs to take some credit for that. Harris says, so sad David Silva can't win a Champions League. They're going to use that to why De Bruyne was a better player. Nah, David Silva, man. Unreal, man.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for him. I think he should have won a Champions League. I think he would have deserved it. That being said, that sometimes happens with clubs. It's like Vincent Kompany. I think Vincent Kompany, it would have been nice for him to lift it, but, you know, I just don't think City were ready when he was there. I just don't think we were ready yet, you know.
Yeah.
We're going to have to obviously see what happens, but I'd love Aguero to win it. I think Aguero, for what he's done for our club in terms of that, you know, that Aguero moment, it would be so nice to repay him with a Champions League medal. You know, it would be so nice.
Definitely.
Like, I think Pep should bring him on towards the end because I think he should definitely have a say in whether he gets a Champions League medal or not because, you know,
he might end up having a kind of Drogba moment, you know,
maybe,
when he won it that year. So like scored the winning penalty and stuff like that.
Well,
if you go to a shootout.
Because like he came on tonight, but we were already like 2-0 up and stuff like that. But it's like, depending on how the final goes, because whoever we play, it depends because Chelsea
Oh, I just realised something. If this goes to penalties, I don't think you're favourites because your penalty record isn't exactly.
No, our record of penalties is not
if
good.
If it goes to penalty.
But our record in penalty shootouts is really, really good. It's one of the best. So even though we don't take the best penalties, when it comes to penalty shootout, we do okay. That being said, the last time we played Chelsea in a penalty shootout, Sterling scored the winner. I'm not saying Sterling in this form does that.
He didn't even come on today, did he?
Just a few.
Did he not even come on today?
Yeah,
I turned it off after 2-0.
He played like the last 10 minutes, I think. He was all right. He got into like positions, but he's just not at the races really, is he? He's like he's struggling a little bit at the moment. But yeah, Pep brought him on and brought Aguero on. Did he brought Aguero on after. He brought him and Gabby on, and then he brought on Aguero after. But yeah, I think it depends how it goes because if we're playing against like a Chelsea team, I don't see Chelsea scoring like 4 goals. I just don't see it. So I think as long as we score, we'll stay in the game. We should stay in the game. And they are harder to break down than other teams, you know, but at the same time, the players that we have should be able to do it. Real Madrid, again, it's not going to be easy, but we'll have to just see what happens. But I think if it's like 1-0 to the opposition, there's no harm in bringing Aguero on. You know what I mean? I think if it sort of goes 2-0 to them or 3-0 to them, I think it's going to be a bit too late to bring on like an Aguero. But I think if we're 1-0 down or something, it's like 60 minutes. I'd just bring Aguero and let him have a say in whether he goes out or not. You know, if Man City are 1-0 up, maybe keep it how it is for the time being and then bring Aguero on with maybe 10 minutes to go, something like that. But yeah, it just depends how the game goes. You know, City go 2-0 up, then bring on Aguero. Let him have a say in what happens. And you know, if Aguero comes on and then we end up losing, then you know Aguero had his chance and didn't do it. Like, you know, I think it's we're gonna have to see what happens. Like I did think before now, like if we get to a final, we got to a final, it's cool. But now I'm kind of like, I think we need to win it. Really, if I'm being honest, like I think we need to win it. It's just gonna.
In terms of like, you mean it's already a good season anyway, very good season. You've won the league, you know, so it's already a successful season anyway. So,
but I feel like it's so close, but so far, like I think you never know. And like the thing is with me, like I don't take things for granted in football. I'm not one of them football fans that's like, yeah, we're gonna win it next year. Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. And you know, even though Man City, I do think the team that we have now, they can get there again.
Yeah.
I do think it's one of them situations where it's kind of like we need to take the chance when we get it. And I want Aguero to win it. I really do. And this is his last chance to win it because he is leaving. So I think, yes, if we won it next year, great. You know, but I'd want Aguero and Fernandinho to win it, and I'm not so sure that Fernandinho and Aguero will both be there next season. So, yeah, I think we need to win it this year for them more so than anyone else. Pep, I think Pep will have another opportunity. I don't think he leaves City straight away. So I think he'll
I
have
don't think
another.
he leaves straight away. But do you think if he wins it this month, do you think next season is his last season?
Possibly. I think he's won everything. It's almost like,
exactly.
you know, when Ronaldo was like, I've won everything at United, I'm going to leave now.
Mm.
I feel like Pep would be like, I've won everything. I know he's very happy at Man City. Like, he is happy. You know, his friends are there. You know, his Barcelona friends are there. You know, he's living a nice life at the moment. But yeah, I feel like he will have achieved everything that he needs to achieve. It's a shame because I would like him to stay longer and do madness and maybe win another Champions League if he wins one. It would be nice, but I just think he'll go. I think he doesn't like the weather. Manchester's terrible. The weather in Manchester is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of them. It's difficult. Like, I hate living in this country, and I'm born in this country. Like, if I was from somewhere that was sunny, like, I don't even like it now, and I'm English. You know, I'm from Manchester where it rains every day.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine how it is for Pep. Like, imagine, and he works outside as well. It's not like he works in an office.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's outside all the time. Like, I do feel for him. I really do. Like, I don't know how people move from like Africa or the Caribbean and move to England and just survive in this freezing cold temperatures. Like, it's madness. Nathan says, let's see if the media will stop chatting shit and stop hating on Pep now. Yeah, we'll have to see. They've talked about, you know, I raised it with Flawless actually before we came live, and I was saying, like, it's interesting because when Man City get to situations like this, people talk about the money that they've spent, they should be there. Actually, PSG has spent 1.4 billion. And they're not in a Champions League final. And the thing is, yes, Man City spent money, but we're not the only team that spent money. So it's one of them. Like, I think we're there because we deserve to be there. And, you know, one of our best players, well, two of our best players, one of them was free. One of them is Phil Foden, who came through our academy. And another one of our best players was 1.4 million in Zinchenko. So, you know, some of the best players on the pitch weren't even expensive signings, if we're being honest. So yeah, I don't really agree with all the I don't really agree with all the money comments because I think a lot goes into football and that's irrelevant if your star men don't show up, you know.
I wanted to ask you about PSG. Do you think that if Don Poch doesn't win the league this season, he's under big pressure? I mean, yeah, I know he only joined in January, but to not win the league and get knocked out in the semi-finals,
I think PSG strike me as like a Chelsea.
Yeah.
Where, like, with Man City, like, people talk about Man City and Chelsea being similar and stuff like that, but like in reality, like, our managers get a lot of time. You know, like, I know they win, they do win stuff, but Pep wasn't under any pressure when he didn't win anything with Man City. No. Like, he wasn't under pressure. They knew what they wanted. They stuck with it, and they knew it was going to pay off eventually. And you know, it looks like it is going to, or it has done already to an extent. So, you know, they're kind of more patient than like a Chelsea. And, you know, Tuchel got them to a Champions League final, which they've never been to in their history. They've never actually been. Before last season, they'd never actually been past the quarterfinal.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
Yeah, so to take them all the way to the final, like, bear in mind, Man City, yes, under Pep we hadn't been, but Man City themselves have been to a semi before, like PSG hadn't. So to take them from not even getting past the quarter to going all the way to the final and losing to, you know, a Bayern Munich who were great 1-0. Like, it's not like they got battered in the final or anything like that.
Yeah, they should have won the final.
Yeah, and then he won the league. And then this season, obviously, they were struggling a little bit in the league. I think they were third, but 1 point off the top, something like that, when Tuchel got sacked. So it's kind of like, if they're going to sack a manager that does that, surely they have to sack Poch if Poch doesn't win the league and goes out in the Champions League. Like, I don't know.
It's
I think
probably a
they'll
bit
keep him.
too early to sack him in terms of he only
Yeah,
joined a few months ago.
yeah, they
But
might
next
give him a
season
whole season, won't they? Yeah.
he is under big pressure next season. I will say that.
Yeah, because like this is the thing, because people talk about like Pep was brought in to win the Champions League, which goes without saying. Obviously, a team like Man City want to win the Champions League. You know, I have said a lot of the time it's a case of when, not if, and I still look
Yeah,
at that. I think Man City will definitely win it. I just don't know when it'll be. Hopefully this year. Now we've got this opportunity, but if not, then I'm sure it will come within. I've said within 3 to 5 years. I expect Man City to have a Champions League. And I do believe that. I think we're ready to win it, and I think within 3 to 5 years we should have won it. But yeah, I think the Premier League is still an amazing thing. Like, you know,
yeah.
people talk about Fergie being the best ever. Like
Based on his Premier
Fergie,
League titles.
yeah, based on how many Premier League titles he won. So you can't sit there and tell me Fergie's the best manager ever, and then say, you know, the Premier League doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean that much. Like Pep needs to win the Champions League, because it's kind of like, yes, Fergie won the Champions League twice with Man United.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was one of them situations where he was always way more successful in England than he
In
was in
England,
the
yeah.
Champions League, you know, and it's one of them. He is the GOAT manager in the Prem based off that. So for me, the Champions League is something in itself, but I think the Premier League is still a really difficult thing to win. And you know, Pep coming in and winning winning the Premier League the way he has done, like 3 and 4 years now, that is, you know, that's mad.
Brilliant.
And you know, that is Fergie levels. Like that's what Fergie was. That's why Fergie is seen as this Premier League GOAT, because that's what he was doing. And you know, it's interesting. Whereas I think the French league, it's a little bit of a different story. Like it has been a one-horse race, you know, to a push. It's been a one-horse race. They tend to win it all the time anyway. You know, they've not bought Mbappe and Neymar to win League One, or however you say it. Like they've brought them in to win
the Champions League.
That's what they brought them in for. And you know, I don't think De Bruyne was brought in to win the Champions League. De Bruyne has been brought in to improve Man City.
Yeah.
And then the Champions League is one of them things that you expect to win. But we haven't gone out and signed these big players to win us the Champions League. We've not done that. We've bought players that are a little bit underrated before they come to us and made them into these fantastic players. And you know, I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think, like you say, I don't think they'll sack him now, but I think he will be under a bit of pressure, because you can't sack Tuchel and then just completely leave Poch to do what he's doing, you know. So he will have to win, you know, even the trophy that he won this season. Like that wasn't, you know, he didn't do anything to get to that final. Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like that was Tuchel that got there. So I think he's probably going to have to win the league, if not this season, then next season, and probably get to a Champions League final again. And, you know, if not, I don't know how they can sack one and then leave him.
Not sack the other, yeah, you're right.
Be interesting, and I think they are like Chelsea. Like they're not going to care that, you know, he's come in. Like they're going to see it as, we brought you in to win the Champions League. You're gone if you don't do it. And you know, it's kind of like the Prem. Like if he came to Man City, Poch came to Man City and won the league, he's not getting sacked. No. But if he goes to the French league and wins the league, he could get sacked. It's just different. It's different. Charlie says he wants Madrid in the final. I agree. I would much rather play Real Madrid. I'm already going to be nervous as hell for that game. But if it's against Real Madrid, I don't know. On paper, they're probably the harder team to beat, just because of the players having been there, done that before, the experience factor.
Yeah.
But that being said, I just think I'd be a lot less stressed if we play Real Madrid, because it's one of them. If you don't win it, we've lost to the Champions League specialists. It's not like we've lost to a Chelsea that, you know, they've been very good recently, but right now they're the 4th best team in the Premier League. That is how it is. So it's not, it's worse, I think, to lose to Chelsea if we don't win. Why not says, come on, City. Neepan says, congrats, thank you. Bradley says, I think City will want revenge on Chelsea for the semi-final defeat. I want Real Madrid to go through. I think that semi-final was it was a different team. You're not going to face, this is what I said to like Chelsea fans, like, you're not going to face that team again. You're not going to face that team at the weekend. And, unless our players are tired and they want a rest, and Pep says, you know what, rest. I don't think you're going to see a lineup like you saw against in the sort of semi-final. I don't think it'll be that. I think it's just interesting now, because if we'd put out a full strength squad for that semi-final, would we be still on for a quad? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of it's interesting. It's interesting. Now Chelsea ain't winning no Champions League anytime soon. I mean, they're close. They're literally 90 minutes away from one, so it could happen. It could definitely happen. Dupe says, Diaz. I love Diaz, man. Big up, guys. Neville says, Charlie, it's not Poch's fault. Yeah, I don't think it's Poch's fault. I don't think... The only thing that I would say about Poch, like, I don't know what you thought, but maybe he could have changed things a little bit. Maybe brought on Moise Kean a bit earlier.
Because Icardi wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
Icardi was so bad. Yeah, he needed to make... But then when he made the sub, you see he literally scored a minute later. Like,
I know, yeah. Yeah, I just think the way Man City played today, like, I don't think anything he could have done would have won in that game. Man City looked on it. They looked professional. Ruben Diaz was blocking everything. John Stones was just blocking everything. Like, Walker was just on it. Zinchenko was on it. Bernardo Silva, like, honestly, everyone on that pitch was on it. I just don't think there's anything. When Man City are in that mode, I don't think anyone can beat Man City in that mode. Like, I just don't think they can. So,
I agree.
Harris, Diaz is better than Maguire. That was established like the day he joined the Prem.
Yeah. He hates Maguire though. Harris proper hates Maguire. It's fun. It's like I wouldn't say hatred, but my dislike towards Salah. Except his is probably worse, to be fair.
Bradley says Diaz might do a Canavera and win the Ballon d'Or, but I think De Bruyne gets it if you win the Champions League. You know what? I think De Bruyne is the only Man City player that can win it. I think he's third at the moment in the list. I think Mbappe is number one. I don't think he wins it now. He's not in the Champions League final. Even though he's been doing great stuff, I don't think he wins it. Messi,
if he wins the Euros,
maybe he'll win it then. I think, what's it called? Messi is second. The thing is with Messi is his numbers are so unreal. I think it is going to be difficult for other players to win it when
Messi's there,
still playing. I think when he retires, I think we'll have a fair chance. But I do think De Bruyne is the only one that can win it, because it's one of them. It's about how marketable the player is. It's not just about who's
the brand. Wait, have I frozen or Jan? I don't even know. Alright, so yeah, it's me. I don't know what she was saying. That it's Jan sees that's frozen. So what was she even saying again? But in terms of the comments, like, wait, let me just get the comments up. Jan, you frozen, by the way. Alright, she's come out. Yeah. Fergie beat Pep in... Oh, wait. Nah, that weren't Pep in charge, though. That was... I swear that weren't Pep in charge. Nah, that was something else, Mustafa. Oh, I forgot the Barca manager's name, though. Oh, let me... Yeah, but I think Pep actually joined the season after and then beat Fergie in the final. So yeah, I don't think that was. Yeah, I don't think that was Pep he beat. Pep in finals. Dupe says Pep in finals is untouchable. Yeah, Pep's fine record in finals is unreal. I mean, he has actually got 100% winning record in Champions League finals. So like, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been in one for like 10 years, but still,
Sorry, my
it is
internet
a
is.
madness. His record in finals, to be fair. Pep has beaten Oli when it matters. Two semi-finals in 2 years on both occasions. I mean, he still throws. I think your internet. I didn't know if it was me or you.
Yeah, no, it's my internet. It just completely like said, "Are you connected to the internet?" So I go mad. But I've lost a lot of the comments now. So if I've missed your comment, but yeah, I think in terms of Diaz, what I was saying about Diaz, like I think if he wins the Euros, he would have a shout. But I think at the moment he's like 13th. So I just don't think that they'd give it to him unless, like I say, if he wins the Champions League, the Premier League, and the Euros.
Yeah, then it.
I don't see how he doesn't win it over
I
other
agree.
players. So
Especially when you consider that Van Dijk got very close to it a
yeah,
couple of years back, even though he only won the Champions League.
yeah.
So yeah.
I think De Bruyne is the most likely to win it.
If the City player win it, yeah.
Again, it will depend on the Euros because if Belgium do well, then I think he's got a strong chance. You know what I mean? Premier League, Champions League, Euros. Yeah, I could see him getting it, but yeah, I just think it'll be one of them. I think it's on. There's certain players that will win it and certain players that won't. Because I actually think Mahrez has been better than De Bruyne this season as a whole.
Yeah.
But I don't see
Yeah,
Mahrez.
because De Bruyne wasn't that great, I'd say, in the first
No.
half of the season. He wasn't. He's obviously come more. He got injured, didn't he, as well? So like, he's come to form obviously recently, though. In fairness to him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. But he's not been our best. Like in the first half of the first leg, I thought De Bruyne was really bad. To be honest, like I didn't think he was good at all.
Yeah.
And then the second half, he was great, and then this game he was good. But I think Mahrez has been a better player. But like I say, Mahrez won't win it, so we kind of have to push for De Bruyne to win it because. And don't get me wrong, he deserves it overall because he has been one of the best players in the world, you know, for the past couple of seasons. So he does deserve it. But yeah, I think if you're basing it off just this season, like he's not been our best player, like, but he's more likely to win it. So you know, we have to back him with that. Why not says Raheem is struggling with the new system, not Silva operating next to him, and De Bruyne whippers from Riyad Mahrez. Is that?
KDB and KDB whippers from right
right mid. Is
right mid, yes.
Right mid. Okay, because I was like, who? What? Do you know what? Like, I think Raheem, like, he played so many games. I think he's just a bit
burnt out.
Yeah, I feel like he's like Liverpool's team at the moment. You know how people say like Liverpool just don't look at. They've been at that high tempo for so many years. It's just not working. And I feel like it's a bit of that for him. Like his confidence is really low at the moment. Like he does need a goal, like a key goal. But I just don't think he's going to get it because I think we're not going to be able to play him. Like Pep's already said, like, you know, players that are on form are the ones that are going to play. And I don't blame him, you know, because imagine he dropped Riyad Mahrez today. Like, we don't win that game. Like, I'm not saying we wouldn't have won the game because obviously people like Foden might have, you know, had a chance or who knows. Raheem could have played and scored. Like he did get into some good positions when he came on. That being said, like Riyad Mahrez for me is our most informed player right now, along with Foden and De Bruyne and you know Diaz, obviously. But it's like that he's one of our most informed players, so you have to play him. And you know, I just don't see where Sterling gets in. Maybe he'll play against Chelsea. Maybe he gets a key goal in that. Maybe that, you know, sparks something and then he gets back to his best. But yeah, I think for me, it's a little bit of a write-off this season. Like he started okay. He was decent in the beginning. He was decent in sort of that period where Man City were great. and then he just fell off a little bit. But
Yeah.
for me, I just think he needs a rest. Obviously, he's not going to get that because of the Euros, but needs a little bit of a rest, and then hopefully next season he's back to his best. But yeah, I'm not sure. Jeremiah said, "What's wrong with winning Europa?" Okay, if we don't win anything, then I understand. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that winning Europa's bad, but it's just like you would literally have Man United fans laughing at Man City if we lose the Champions League final. But losing a Champions League final is like, to be in a Champions League final is better than being in a Europa League final, even if you win it. Do you know what I mean? So it sounds, obviously, I like trophies, so I'd rather win something than not win something. But the reason why you want to win Europa is so you can get in the Champions League. That's the main reason for winning Europa. Like, okay, you're already in it, so for you it's a little bit different. It's a trophy. But for Chelsea, sorry, not Chelsea, for Arsenal, the only reason why Arsenal are going to want to win the Europa really and truly is to get in the Champions League. So,
if Arsenal make it into the Champions League, that's fucking hell. Like, Arsenal being in the Champions League, that team, like, I'm not gonna lie, they don't deserve Champions League football the way they are. Like, even if they win the Europa, they shouldn't be in that competition. Like, they're not. They'll get pammed next year. I'll be honest. Like, they'll actually get their pants pulled down.
We'll have to see. I don't know if they'll get there, to be honest.
Arsenal are in the Champions
minimum,
League.
we'll see out his contract. Yeah, I think he's got a year left. I might be wrong. I think he's got 1 or 2 years. Flawless is in the comments. Where have you been hiding?
Yo, hop on, Flawless.
Yeah, have fun. We'll send you the link.
Defend your guy Poch, innit? Don Poch, yeah.
Yeah, Zane, it wasn't actually snow, it was hailstone. Which is strange, but yeah. Because when I saw the picture, I was like, is it snowing in Manchester? I was like, what is going on? Yeah, 2 more seasons under Pep. You know what? Like, I love Pep so much. Like, I don't even care if Pep wins the Champions League or not. I love Pep.
Yeah.
He's just unreal. Like, I'm happy for him that he's got to a final. He's proven some people wrong, that he can get there without Messi and all that crap. Hopefully he can win it without Messi. It would be nice to see. You know, it's kind of like Neymar. A lot of people were talking about Neymar. Like, Neymar's also wanting to kind of win it without Messi, you know, win it on his own almost. Obviously he's got Mbappe there, but like, he wants to win it in a team where, you know, because let's be honest, if Man City go and win this Champions League now, all of them players are in our history. Like, them players are written history. If them players at Chelsea win it, they obviously they're putting themselves in the history books,
but they're not in as much the history like what a Drogba and Lampard and these guys.
So them Drogbas and the Lampards are always going to be the first to have done it. So even though they'll still be in that history and stuff like that,
it's not the first.
They're not the first. Whereas these Man City players have an opportunity to be like, okay, this is the like Aguero. That, I know it's not our first league title, but it was the first Premier League title. So he's put himself in our history books. You know, Yaya Toure, with the trophies that he won when he was here, he's put himself in the history books. And, you know, it's there's players that we've had at City that have won things like Otamendi and stuff, but they're not quite in the history books the same way Aguero is, because they weren't the first. They kind of came in and won stuff that Aguero's already won. You know, Vincent Kompany's already won. So it's a little bit different. Like, we'll obviously have to see what happens, but they can really put their name on the map by winning this. And, you know, Pep as well. Like, Pep can do that. You know, he's already in Man City's history books, like what he's done for our club, but he can take it to the next level where he becomes the first manager
to win the Champions
League. So hopefully they can do it. I'd love to see it. Raining and snowing at the same time. Yeah, it wasn't snowing, it was raining and hailstone, and that's just Manchester for you. Dodgy weather. Congrats on being Chelsea's meal ticket for the final. Come on, you Blues. You're not even in the final yet, babes. You have to see what happens tomorrow. Ryan, PSG needs strength in the fullback positions in their midfield.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think they're like everyone was saying, like their fullbacks were like not the best, and you know, who really knows too much about them, if we're being honest. But yeah, I think the thing is, like I said, that I think Man City have the better team, and they have individual brilliance that can hurt us. And you know, Di Maria, until he got sent off, like in over the 2 legs, like he was really good. I thought.
Yeah, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, he was one of their better players. Him and Neymar were the better players. Like people talk about Mbappe, but actually Di Maria.
Yeah, those two were better than Mbappe in the first leg, 100%.
Yeah. So it's one of them. I do believe though, if Mbappe played, he probably would have scored today. That being said, Diaz wasn't having it, so maybe not. But I can't see him being quiet for both legs. I can't see him being quiet. That being said, I think Ruben Diaz blocks everything tonight, so I don't think he would have scored anyway. But you know, the formidable Centaurians is in the building. He says, "Hi, Jan, Ryan, big up,
man, big up."
I remember when you guys reached the semi-final against Real Madrid under Pellegrini, and it was if no one was bothered. That was the worst. Honestly, that game was terrible. The first leg was 0-0, which I thought was decent because, you know, we didn't concede an away goal to Real Madrid. Thought it was decent. That fucking second leg, like, awful. Like, no one looked like they wanted to score. No one had a shot. I think there was one shot when Raheem Sterling came on in, like, the 80th minute. It was terrible. Honestly, it was terrible. Like, on like, my phone, it says that we had 0 shots on. Both teams had 0 shots on target in both games, but apparently that's a lie. And there was like 3 shots from Man City, which I don't remember any of them because we didn't actually shoot. And then they got an own goal, which deflected from Bale off Fernando and went in. And then they went on and bloody won it after that terrible performance. Like Real Madrid were awful, Man City were awful. That was one of them where it was like the worst semi-final. I don't even know what the other semi-final was in that. I think they played Atletico Madrid. So
I think it was the Atletico final.
Yeah, but I don't know who Atletico played. But I know
I think it was Bayern Munich. I think it was Bayern Munich under Pep.
Yeah, a mess. That's what it was. Them two should have been in the final because Real Madrid that season did not deserve to be there. And Man City were just terrible as well. Like how we even got there, I don't know. We had like Otamendi and Fernando in midfield and Demichelis, maybe? I don't even know. We were just, I don't know. Like, this is why I say sometimes the best teams don't get there. Like, you know, Champions League is one of them competitions where it's not, I wouldn't say Tottenham were the second best team in Europe the season they beat you. Like
in the season we won Champions League,
you beat them, yeah.
The season we won Champions League, the 2 best teams in Europe were Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah.
That season,
yeah. So that's what I mean. It's interesting. Yeah, he joined 12 league games in. Ruben Diaz, was it that many? Jeez. Jeremiah says he's magic, you know. Maurizio Botticino. Yeah, save that for Flawless.
Flawless, yeah.
Flawless is hiding from you guys now. Number 2 incoming. Yeah, we'll see, Asman, if you get there, innit? I think Poch gets sacked if PSG don't win the league, not gonna lie. I don't think they'll sack him straight away, but he will. His job will be vulnerable. Chelsea. Subscribe to the channel, Asman, because I've not seen you before. So subscribe to the channel. In the Champions League, you need luck. You definitely do. I don't think Man City have had much.
No, I don't think you have, no.
Up until this season, I think we've had a little bit, not really like luck as in we've been terrible and we've got luck. I just think we've had more luck maybe. So yeah, it's one of them. They didn't sack Tuchel for doing bad. He fell out with the owners. He finished top of Champions League group and 1 point off top in League One in December. He could have won the league. He would have won the league. Probably. That explains it. Idris. No, Jan, it's based on 50 plus trophies in Scotland and England and reinventing teams versus great teams. I think he's got 48, hasn't he? And Pep's got 30 so far. But yeah, no, I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying, like, it's one of them. What Pep does with his teams is different. Do you know what I mean? But it's great. 3 and 4.
You see what Flawless is commented?
Flawless. No, I've not seen it yet. But the thing is, 3 and 5, like, yeah, it is technically 3 and 5, but you count from when the first ones were won. That's normally how it works. That's just how people count it. I was livid when United didn't get De Bruyne after getting rid of Di Maria. Yeah, I don't know why Di Maria didn't really work. He got there based on last year. It was the delayed French Charity Shield, not like a League Cup or something. Yeah, true. PSG are a bunch of individuals until they start playing as a unit. They won't get over the line in Europe. It's interesting because and this is what I say about Man City, like Man City have had better teams than this in terms of individuals. Like we've had like a Yaya Toure who was great. We had David Silva, who's one of the best players ever. You know, we've had these sorts of players, an informed Aguero, which is one of the best strikers we've seen. Vincent Kompany, who was just the colossus at the back. Like, we've had these better teams, but this team right now play as a unit. Like, if you watch the game today, you see how we defended in a unit, and that is more successful to get trophies sometimes than sort of you great, fantastic individuals. And I think we've seen it in Europe. How many teams in the Euros do you look at and think, bloody hell, they've got that player, that player, that player, that player, and it doesn't quite work. You know, it's like you look at them like Belgium. Like you look at Belgium and you think, bloody hell, they should be winning, you know, competitions. But then they don't play that well together. And then you've got teams like Turkey, where I can't name a Turkish player, but they play well together because they're a team. So it just depends on, you know, how you play as a team. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what ultimately wins you these sorts of things. I know Real Madrid have had a bit of both. They've had a bit of a team, and they've also had the excellent players as well that can win them things. But yeah, it's one of them. I think Man City are in a better position now with this team than we have been with maybe better teams on paper. So Zidane winning a 4th Champions League would be crazy. Yeah, he's a little bit underrated for me, Zidane. Like, you know, people talk about Pep not being the best because he's not done it in Europe. Zidane's done it in Europe, and in La Liga as well. I would actually be interested. I would take Zidane after Pep, to be honest. I would take him. I'd like to see what he does outside of Spain. I think he can do it. I rate him.
Yeah, I rate him. Still, yeah, I mean, you're not a joke manager if you win 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. I actually really like Zidane. Yeah. Playing Real Madrid has more aura about it. Do you know what? I just don't want the stress. Like, I don't think I would go into... Obviously, I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to be a mess like I was today. But at the same time, I think I'd be less stressed if we play Real Madrid than if we play Chelsea. Like, that Chelsea game would be absolutely awful. Respect Patch. He's actually a good coach. Yeah, I rate Patch.
He is.
I do rate Patch.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I do.
Ultra is not in the building. Ultra was telling me they're going to win 4-0. And then he said there's a second leg. So I'm waiting for him to come. I don't know if he's here. Respect on Zinchenko, though. Love him. Zinchenko was unreal in both legs. He's the reason why we won the first leg, for being honest.
You subbed him on in the second half, didn't for Cancelo, I think.
Yeah, and he was the one, I think he got the pre-assist. He's really, really good. Yeah. If not the assist, I can't remember. Pep's built a team. I agree with this. PSG are more of a team of individuals. Jan is talking about Jose's favourite. Real Madrid have the heritage. City don't, but Pep does have the heritage. It's true. Like, if we didn't have Pep, I would be less confident. Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm really overconfident to win the final, but I think we've got a good chance. And, you know, Pep is that sort of manager that's been in them situations before. He's not going to be stressed. Like, the team might be worried, but he's not going to be stressed.
No.
So, yeah. Now, I didn't put Stones on Diaz's level. I said that Stones has been really, really good this season, which he has. And we saw tonight that he's not just Diaz. Stones plays his part as well. No, it was Poch's fault. Who cares if Mbappe was not fully fit? Just play the guy. It's the biggest game of your season. I don't think, like I said earlier, I don't think Mbappe
I don't think he was ever planning to bring him on, to be honest.
Yeah, no. I think
he kind of did it.
I don't know, because Mbappe was like limping and then pretending. He was pretending that he was injured because he was walking like limping and then he was walking normally after. So I don't know, but yeah, he clearly isn't fully fit. And if he'd have played him, he would have just got slated for bringing him on when he wasn't fully fit anyway, like he did with Harry Kane in the final. So yeah, I don't know. Maguire's not even a good centre back; he's just a fridge with legs. Matthew Green said, interesting, yeah, Chelsea crush you in the FA Cup and will do so easily again. There were 2 players maybe that were not starters. No, Matthias, we had a front line of Raheem Sterling, Ferran Torres and Gabby. That front line against you in the Champions League final will be Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne and Riyad Mahrez. It's completely different. It's like me saying to you, okay, you're going to play Man City, but you're not playing Havertz, you're not playing Mason Mount, and you're not playing Kante. It's a different story. Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, you know, it's not going to be the same team playing the same way without that. Messi is 5th favourite, for fuck's sake, Young, you're obsessed. I don't know what you're on about. That's what I've seen. It's Mbappe, Messi, and De Bruyne. That's apparently what it is. Yeah. Ronaldo won four of the last six. What? Champions Leagues? I
think so.
But Ronaldo's not in the Champions League. He plays for Juventus, so that's kind of irrelevant. Ryan's so baffled at how Maguire costs more than Van Dijk and Delete, who are better defenders. Price tag and what you get in return are not always comparable. Like I said, Zinchenko cost 1.4 million. It's one of our better players in the over the 2 legs. It means nothing. Phil Foden was free. He didn't cost a penny. I
am excited in terms of Van Dijk to see, because obviously Van Dijk comes back from injury for the beginning of the season. Him and Diaz kind of like playing the same season together. Obviously, because Van Dijk's not being there this season, it is going to be interesting to compare them next season when they're both hopefully playing at the same time. So that should be good.
Oh my god, the comments are just like lost the comments in it. So I'm trying to like 1 sec. 1 minute. Oh, that's just what I've seen online, and I don't know what list it is, but Kevin De Bruyne should be high up there if that's wrong anyway. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but that's not how it's done. It doesn't really matter, Lewandowski was one of the best players in the world, if not the best, last season, and obviously you've got
cancelled there.
And Messi can't be beaten. It doesn't matter. Messi's record is unreal. Even in his bad seasons, he's way better than anyone else. Like, he's unreal. You obviously don't watch Messi if you don't rate Messi. Mahrez 3 goals in the UCL semis against PSG or LSG. Yeah, Mahrez has just been killing it at the moment.
So I said all the time he's better than that Salah geezer, He's showing the proof. Salah did perform against the semi-final against Roma, but still, difference between Roma and PSG, so.
Well, it's interesting because when people talk about players, they always talk about what they do for their country, and Mahrez has won the top competition for his country as well, and it wasn't a case of he was in a team that won. Riyad Mahrez won them that, so he's played a key part in getting the African Cup of Nations on top of winning a Premier League for Leicester and doing what he's doing for Man City. So, I have to give Mahrez his ratings. So, I don't know. Walker has been man of the match in all these games. He's done so much to stop big players on that right flank. Walker, especially in that first leg, he was one of the best players, man. He's been really, really good. Ashley says, people who say City spend loads, Havertz cost 72 mil, De Bruyne 55, Pepe 72, Sane 37, Bruno 60, Bernardo 43, Pogba 90, Gundo 20, Maguire 85, Diaz 63, Werner 45, Gabby 23. That's the thing. Man City, we spent a lot of money collectively.
You never break any kind of records for an individual player you buy, like, in fairness to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We don't go out and buy the big names. That's why, like, I really want Haaland, but we won't buy Haaland. So Man City don't move like that. We won't buy Haaland. We won't buy Mbappe. We won't buy a Neymar. We won't buy them players. So Sterling just needs to go somewhere else and miss 9 big chances every game. Yeah, he's done that this season. You know what? Like, do you know what? I don't ever slate Sterling because I've already explained why, but I think Sterling, like, the positions that he gets into, like, some players don't even get into the position to miss 9 big chances. So as much as
he's an intelligent player.
Yeah,
he's got really high football IQ. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he needs to do better on his finishing. No one can deny that. He does need to do better, but yeah, he's won us leagues before. I can't really fault Sterling. He's won that. Sterling's definition of City: Salah scores 30 when they should have 50 plus.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, the City Salah. Yeah, I get what you mean. He should definitely win. Most fans remember trophies, not random top 4 finishes. I agree with that. Trophies are more important. That being said, a Europa League final is not what the top clubs are aiming for. Like, you won't see Real Madrid in a Europa League final because they're not trying to be there. You won't see Bayern Munich in a Europa League final because they're not trying to be there. Man City, since we got into the Champions League, haven't seen the Europa League.
Yeah.
Like, I think the first season maybe we went into the Europa League or something like that. But yeah, we don't. That's not the aim. If we end up in the Europa League, it means we've done something wrong in this season. It either means we've had a poor season the year before, or we've done something wrong.
Or we've done in the group stages.
Yeah. So a successful season for Man City doesn't involve the Europa League. If we had a poor season and we got into the Europa League because we had a poor season, so say we, like Liverpool, maybe this season, if you don't finish top 4 and we win it, then that's successful because we didn't qualify for the Champions League in the first place, and then we go on and win it. But if we qualify for the Champions League and end up in the Europa League, that means we've done something wrong. And that's a successful season.
In terms of me, like, obviously the likelihood is we're going to be in Europa League next season, if we're being honest. And it's like, it sounds spoiled, but obviously, like, if we're being honest, if we're in Europa next season, we are one of the favourites to win it, if we're being honest. Yeah. But it's like, it doesn't excite me, in terms of even the prospect of winning it, because it sounds spoiled, but I saw my team win a Champions League just 2 years ago, be champions of Europe literally 2 years ago. Like, it just seems a bit deflating going that low to win the Europa League next season. Like, we just won the Champions League 2 years ago. Like, it just when you've seen your team win that not so long ago, the Europa League doesn't excite you, even if you do win it. For me, anyway. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Like, because I don't know, like, obviously, like I always say, I would rather win a trophy than not win a trophy. But like I said, the Europa League is something that you get in when you're not good enough for the Champions League. That's the reality of it. Like, if Liverpool, like, if you had a choice as a Liverpool fan now, do you want to finish top 4 or finish 5th? You're going to pick top 4. You're not going to say, oh, yeah, I'd happily finish 5th. And the reason why you want to finish top 4 is to be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
That being said, like I've said it before, like, qualifying for the Champions League, like, it's one thing in itself, but you get people that will say, like, oh, we qualified for the Champions League 8 years in a row. But it's like, that's great, but, like, do you have a genuine chance of winning it? Because it's like, there's been a lot of times where Man City have qualified for the Champions League, but they've not really been in a position where they could have won it. Obviously not recently, but in previous years, we weren't in a position where we could have won it. And it was kind of like, if we'd have been in the Europa League, I think we would have probably won the Europa League because we were probably good enough to win the Europa League, not good enough to win the Champions League. So maybe if Man City didn't get into the Champions League or they went out in the group stage, maybe we would have won a Europa League or two. But like I say, it's better to be in the Champions League than it is to be in the Europa League. So I don't know. Like, I think Man United will win it this year. I think they're the favourites.
I agree. Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of them. It's better than nothing. It is better than nothing. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's it's not worth anything. But if I had a choice between being in a Europa League final or a Champions League final, I know what I'd pick. You know what I mean? Even if you don't win, it's still better. So Bradley says winning the Europa League should be the minimum expectation whenever United are in it. We should be going for the Champions League, not the Europa League. This is Man United we're talking about. I agree with that.
Max.
Club like Man United should not be aiming for the Europa League, if we're being honest. Even like Arsenal, they haven't won anything in Europe yet. So even a Europa League for them
is a big deal.
A little bit more than it does for Man United. I think for Man United, it's the, like you say, it's the minimum.
Well, Man United only won it about 4 years ago anyway, so it's not even been long since they won it.
Yeah. If Spurs had Pep, they would have easily made top 4 this season. Yeah, I think even Pep would struggle with
Pep improves every side, to be honest.
Yeah, Pep winning this 15-1 in all in finals. Yeah,
mad. That's mad.
But it's one of them. What's Zidane's final thing? Because I think Zidane's is going to be very good as well. Tuchel's probably not as good. But yeah, we'll have to see. No, Ryan, don't be bitter about Arsenal. No doubles for you. Were you slagging Arsenal off?
Oh yeah, so when I said if Arsenal win the Europa and make it into Champions League, that's just like, what the hell? It was when I was like, yeah, but Arsenal, like, when have Arsenal won a double recently? Like, let's be honest, like, when have Arsenal even won a proper trophy recently that's not called the FA Cup? Like, you ain't even won a Champions League. This is a show about a Champions League final. You ain't even won a Champions League, Arsenal. So like, I've got 6 of them, so you can't even slander me.
Gregory Granger says if Aguero wins the Champions League, he goes levels above everyone in history and prep. You know what? I think people will argue if Aguero wins it, unless Aguero comes on and scores the winner. People will probably say he didn't.
They say he didn't play much of a part.
Yeah, they'll say that. That being said, if he does that, like, he's won everything that there is to win in England. So you can't really fault him too much. So yeah, maybe that will become, because I don't think the gap between him and Henry is as big as a lot of people make out. They make out like Henry is levels above. And I think overall, Henry has been the better player in the Premier League, because he's been one of the best players of all time in the Prem, no doubt. Yeah. That being said, that gap is not as big as people like to make out. And, people pretend that Henry was like 10 levels above Aguero, and I think it is quite close. And Henry says that himself. So, it is what it is. We'll have to see, obviously, what happens at the end of his career, which is coming soon. Dupe says, Yam, what if we lose, for fuck's sake? If we lose, we lose, isn't it? It's one of them.
If you lose, you lose. You've got the league title this season.
Yeah.
You'll make it to a Champions League final soon enough. If you lose, you'll make it again soon, maybe next season after, and you'll end up winning it. So don't worry. Like Jan says, it's a case of when you win it, not if. And if you don't win it this season, then, you'll eventually win it. Probably soon, I reckon. If we lost a Champions League final and won it when we were a much worse team than what you are this season, you're a great team, and won it the next season, like, trust me, City will be fine.
You know what it is with Man City? There was the whole mental thing where it was like we couldn't seem to get past a certain stage. We couldn't seem to get there. And, the Champions League final is going to go 2 ways. We're either going to win it and it's brilliant, or we're going to lose it and the players are going to feel some kind of way. They're going to be determined to go back again. And, I think I maybe not next year, but I think within the next 3 to 5 years, like I say, I think we'll get back to a final. And I think when we get there the second time, we'll win it. So I'm not too worried about Man City. I think regardless of what happens, they'll get there again and they will win it. So yeah, it's a case of when, not if. Maybe it's not under Pep. Maybe it's not. Maybe Pep leaves after.
Maybe it's under Graham Potter.
Maybe it's under someone else. I don't know who that person will be. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Ashley says, Yam, fun fact, PSG's first leg team cost 78 million more than City's. Yeah, it's for me, I don't think money is in football. It's a key part of football.
Yeah.
And obviously to get the best players, you need money. You do.
Yeah.
That being said, money on its own doesn't win you anything. Like I think Man United fans have noticed that, more so than other people because, Leicester didn't spend a lot of money. They won the league. There's other teams that have spent a lot more than Leicester that are not winning the Premier League. So it's just one of them. I think money obviously comes into it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend Man City haven't spent a lot of money. We have. But yeah, if you're looking at who's our better left back, is it the £50 million guy or is it the £1.4 million guy? You tell me who's the better left back right now. It's not on money solely. Mbappe was awful in the first leg. I think he just got closed out the game, to be honest. They couldn't get the ball to him. So yeah, he wasn't really in the game too much. I think Zinchenko defended well when he came on against him. And yeah, Dupe, I can't imagine losing a Champions League final.
It hurts. It hurts when you lose. Else, I won't. It does hurt. And I think it would probably hurt more. Like obviously, when we lost it against Madrid, I went into that game thinking that Madrid are the favourites. They'll probably beat us, but so it weren't. It hurt, especially the way it happened with Karius making those dumb mistakes. But it did hurt, but not as much as what if we'd have lost to Spurs the next year. How much that would have hurt? That would have probably ended me. To be fair, but I think it would hurt because for you guys because I think you're favourites to win the game, whoever you play. Whereas we weren't favourites against Madrid that year. Madrid were miles better than us, so it didn't hurt as much. Whereas if you guys were to lose, I think it would hurt. But then, like I say, you have the league anyway. It's still a very good season at the end of the day.
It's not all or nothing. We're not
exactly. Our Tottenham game that year was literally all or nothing.
Yeah. And that's what hurts more when you're in, because it's kind of like Chelsea. If Chelsea go through tomorrow, then it's great for them. They're in the final, whatever. But if they go out, their whole season is based on them.
They got the FA Cup
and getting the FA Cup. So if they lost the FA Cup final, which I don't think they will, but if they did, their season is literally all or nothing. They could have a terrible season, which the position that they're in now, obviously it's not a terrible season in terms of what they've accomplished because they still would have got to a semi-final of a Champions League and they still would have got to an FA Cup final. But from what their expectations are right now, that would be an underwhelming season. Do you know what I mean? And it's just one of them things. So football's like that. It can be, down to one game. And for Man City, hopefully, we've already wrapped up the league and a cup, so it's not the end of the world if we don't win it. But yeah, I think Man City just needed to make progress, and we're making progress. So whatever happens now, I'm not really going to be too mad at Man City for it because, a few years ago, we would have been going out tonight to PSG. So we're making progress that we need to make. Machiavelli says, Man City are winning the Champions League. Pep is the GOAT in finals. I do trust Pep. I do trust our players, to be honest. It just depends on what performance. City will lose Champions League final to Chelsea. Chelsea will lose the FA Cup final. This is a promise now, guys. I think if they win the Champions League, they won't really care too much about it.
I don't think they'll give a shit.
That being said, the FA Cup final is going to be before the Champions League, so they will know if they've lost that before they go into the thing.
Very true.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Diaz has stopped Haaland, Kane, Mbappe, Neymar as in order. £65 million signing versus £700 million potential. Yeah, Diaz is unreal, man. He's unreal. I've asked Lewis to make me a
penitentiary.
Yeah, he needs it, man. The players that he's got in there, and that's all in 3 weeks?
It's not. Yeah, it's only in the space of 3 months or something. Yeah,
it's not even that long. Because when did we play Dortmund? We only played Dortmund
it was only a few weeks ago.
3 weeks
ago. 3. Yeah.
So within a month, he stopped all them players. He's unreal, honestly. Yeah, don't block people for no reason, guys. Oh, Potch joined 12 games in. I was gonna say I saw Ruben Diaz came before that. Okay, so that's fair enough. Chelsea ain't doing nothing. Just scrapped a 1-0 against Man City B team in FA Cup. I think I don't know. Like Chelsea fans
did play well in that game. Like Chelsea did play very well in that game because we did the watch along. Remember?
Yeah, they did. They did. I just think what a lot of people don't realize is like sometimes you can't just take a result and think because we did this, we're going to do that. Like that's not how football works. Like, you know, just because we beat Real Madrid twice last season doesn't mean we're going to go into a final and beat them. Doesn't matter what we've done then. The final is something completely different. And I'm not going to be like, yes, our record's good. Like against PSG have never beaten Man City. Like we played them. That was our 5th game today. They've never beaten us. So it's one of them things. But I wouldn't have gone into that game today being like, yeah, we're going to win because they've never beaten us before. Because every game is different. And, you know, we've seen teams before that, you know, records are being broken in the Prem all the time. How often do we hear, oh, this team have not beaten this team since 1984 and then they go and win, you know? And it happened. So I don't think you can look at that semi-final. And I watched that as a Man City fan, and that is not the Man City that I watch week in, week out. That was not the team. It wasn't our best team in terms of the starting lineup. We didn't play very well. I thought that was our worst performance of the season, apart from maybe in the beginning where we were kind of losing to Leicester and stuff like that. But it was one of our worst performances in the season. I don't see Man City going into a Champions League final with a performance like that. So regardless of if Chelsea were better than Man City in that game, I don't think it's really relevant. It's like when we played Man United in the Carabao Cup, and Man United fans are like, we're going to win because Ollie beat Pep last season in the league. Like it didn't happen. Man United went out. Man City were good. You know, and I'm not saying that Chelsea have no chance of beating Man City because, like I say, it's a final, it's 90 minutes, anything can happen. But if you're judging that you're going to beat us because of that performance, I think you're going to be a little bit upset because that's not the team you're going to face. And it's not going to be that easy to beat us if you do. So, yeah. You are hiding, Flawless. Why are you not on the stream?
He is hiding.
Proper hiding because it's magic, you know.
Bottled it.
He said it, not me, innit? Do you know what? What I will say is PSG lost 4-1 and they actually went 1-0 up. So it's
bottled it.
Yeah. That can be said, even though I don't really agree with the word bottling because I think
they bottled the second half. They were in control at half time of the first leg and then he couldn't react in the second half.
Bit, yeah, maybe. You could argue that. I don't really like the word bottling it though.
In all seriousness, Poch didn't bottle it. He just wasn't good enough to beat Pep over 2 legs.
Yeah. I just think our team was just better. 1 minute. 1 sec. Pep's football style. Oh my god, damn. Yeah, he's great. Finding Flawless. I love that. He says I'm here. Yeah, you're here in the comments. Why are you not on the show? Fergie, 48 for United, 59 overall. Is it that many? I don't think. Did he win 10 titles with Aberdeen? I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. No.
I don't think it's 59. I know. Pep's got 30. He'll have 31 hopefully by the end of the week or next week. I'm not trying to hear about City making a Champions League final. You don't have to hear it. It's a fact. It's happening. You know, set your alarm. Set your diary reminder for the 29th of May. If Chelsea make the Champions League, we're finished. Yeah, I don't know about that. Shush, Flawless. You're hating on Kevin De Bruyne. Respect the Champions League finalist. Yeah, Zidane. I think Zidane deserves more respect anyway, even if he doesn't win it. I think the guy, like, to do what he's done, and he's come in as a manager and just hit the ground running. It's not like he came in and 10 years later he's won his first Champions League. Like, he's actually come in, and it's kind of like what Pep did. He's doing what Pep did. And Pep was rated so highly. Like, I feel a bit sorry for Pep, because I think if he goes to a different team, he's respected a lot more. I think being at Man City, he does get a lot of shit that he shouldn't be getting, because he's unreal. And I know if you had him, you would love him, because he is the best manager. He's so good. Zidane crushes Pep. We'll have to see. You know what? Zidane in this competition hasn't been beaten in terms of a final. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. That's if he gets there. You never know. Chelsea, at the moment, are in control. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Flawless says he's on the Q&A tomorrow. Yeah, bring your potch agendas tomorrow, guys. Don't beef, Mads. Zinchenko got the assist. Yeah, he did. He's great. Zidane, no Ronaldo, no party. I think he can do it without Ronaldo. I hope he can't. Personally, I hope he can't, because that means that we would win it if he gets there. But yeah, it's one of them. Why would you hate Zayn? Fernandinho is, is my favourite. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for him. It's his birthday as well. No, I'm not trying to see Mbappe get the Rashford treatment. Yeah, so it's not. It's better to just leave him on the bench. I don't think he would have made too much of a difference anyway. He might as well just rest up. On my channel, I predicted 2-1 City in the first leg. Kevin De Bruyne to score, Mahrez to score in the 71st minute, and it happened. For the second leg, I predicted us to keep a clean sheet, but 1-0. I predicted 2-1 Man City in the first leg. This game, I didn't really know, so I just went with 2-1 Man City again. But yeah, it's interesting. I think originally when I predicted the result, like earlier in the season, we predicted Dortmund and then PSG or Bayern Munich, and I said that I thought it would be 3. I think I said that I thought we would draw with Dortmund at home.
Yeah.
And then beat Dortmund away 2-1, because we seem to be better away for some reason. So I said 1-1 at home, 2-1 away. And then for the next game against Bayern Munich or PSG, I think I said the same. We would win away 2-1, I think, and then draw at home. I think that's what I went with. And obviously that didn't happen, but yeah, it's interesting. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. The comments just like sometimes it just, and your finger slips and then you end up all the way at the bottom. Jan, is Werner any better than Gabby or Torres? You know what? Werner's got quite a lot of goal contributions this season, but I don't think he's at his best yet. I'm not going to say that he's not going to get there. How is Ronaldo second? He's not going to win anything this season.
No, he shouldn't be second.
He should not be second. Definitely should not be second. So that's a load of crap. Yeah, there's no way Ronaldo should be second in that. He went out of the Champions League ages ago. He's not he's just about in a top 4 race. Yeah, there's just no way. He shouldn't be anywhere near it. Mustafa says, I can't tell if Ryan is a Liverpool fan. How can you be sell it out?
Because he's crap, that's why.
This is true, Dupe. Akin did say that we would get smashed by PSG. So, what happened? It was obviously misinformed. I didn't know that PSG couldn't play as a team. I think people just need to put more respect on City, basically. Because a lot of people, it's just pure disrespect every week. Like, even this whole Chelsea thing, we smashed you in Man City, lost to Leeds. Like, the only team this season that have Man City have not beaten is Leeds. and Man United, but we beat Man United in the cup, so we have beaten Man United. I think it's only Leeds that we haven't lost to, that we haven't beaten this season. So, you know, it doesn't mean that if we got to a Champions League final against Leeds, we would lose. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you Pam does at Anfield, didn't you? Yeah.
We've beaten every team. I think in the league we haven't beaten Man United, but like I say, we beat them in the cup. We beat Leicester in the second leg. What other team did we lose to? There's not many teams that Man City have not beat. I think it's just Leeds off the top of my head. Might be wrong on that. De Bruyne's low-key been crap, just Pep's fave, carried by many better players all season. That's not actually true. If you watch Man City, he has been good. He's been, especially recently, he has been really, really good. Mahrez banged that free kick for Algeria versus Nigeria during the last AFCON tournament. It was mad. They reached the final because of that, and then they won the tournament. Yeah, exactly. He's done it on the biggest stage, Mahrez. I can't fault Mahrez at all. To be honest, my bias aside, after I saw Bayern dominate PSG and not be clinical, I knew City were the favourites. It's true. We were always going to get chances, and it was just taking them, and we did that. I actually said before the game, it will all come down to how clinical we are and how well we defend, and I think Man City were a bit of both, and that's what took us through. I'm going to wrap up the show in a minute, but just Sterling's just low on confidence. I agree with that. Here's one for you. Why is Ryan praising Sterling for big misses but getting in positions, yet Salah gets in more chances and scores more and a better finisher?
I'd have Sterling over Salah tomorrow.
Really?
God.
Yeah. Europa League is a loser's cup, in my honest opinion. United got out of the Champions League, now want to win the Europa League. That's crap and unfair, in my opinion. Anyway, I agree with that. I don't think that if you go out the Champions League, you should go into the Europa. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's a bit. You kind of get rewarded for failure in a way.
Yeah. It's not really fair. I think Liverpool would just put out the youth academy and subs in the Europa League until the last stages.
Bloody hope so. I hope so.
1 minute. I'm just gonna see what other comments there are, because there's a load of. Aguero scored 2 in Champions League, assisted 1, played 7 so far. Yeah, he's played a few. But I don't think it'll be enough that people sort of say him.
Give him credit, like
Henry has failed in Europe for Arsenal. Cunha's 40 plus more goals, way more injuries. It's true. He's done bits for us in Europe in the past. I remember there was a Bayern Munich game that he was just the star of the show.
Yeah, I remember watching that game years ago. Actually,
yeah. It's just one of them. I could not stand losing to another English team in a final. Yeah, I think it's 10 times worse if you lose.
It's not, is it? Even when we play Spurs, I don't even hate Spurs. Like, I don't mind Spurs at all. But it was like, just the thought of losing to an English team.
Yeah, it's bad.
Nah,
bad. You're better off going out tomorrow night, Akin, then, just in case. You don't want to lose to Man City, innit? Ryan has more confidence in City than you. Guess he did.
No, I mean, it's different. You know, when it's your club that you support in a Champions League final, like when this was Liverpool, like if this was Liverpool in the final, I'd probably be like what Jan is at the moment.
Yeah.
But because it's not my team,
yeah,
I'm not nervous for City because I'm not a City fan. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Kimbo says, Jan, Champions League fan of hardly any fans won't feel as iconic. It's true, but it is what it is. You still get the trophy at the end of the day. Sad ultra Parisian noises. Big up to you. What happened to your 4-0? What happened to that? Kun Aguero is 100 times the footballer Henry was. Only nostalgia few eyes as kids have Henry ahead. I do think Henry was like, I remember Henry used to get like standing ovations at Main Road and stuff like that. He was unreal. I think Aguero is, that to me is one of them where I don't see it the way other people see it, where it's like Henry up here and Aguero all the way down here. Like, I think it's pretty close. And, you know, if Aguero wins the Champions League, then that's something in the argument for him, you know, because he has got more goals than him. So, you know, that it will be one of them. We'll have to obviously look at it from then. 1 minute. Jan, if you can't get Haaland, who would you want? I don't know, to be honest. I trust Man City. I really don't know. Not Harry Kane. That's all I will say. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. 1 minute. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. I didn't hear what Pep Guardiola said, but it's interesting. Akin says it's tragic, so that's a song for us to sing.
Oh yeah, we're singing that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll sing that. Using the word bottle is hard. We're not Londonian. Arsenal,
Londonian.
Tottenham soon, Chelsea. Oh, let's hope so. Yeah, they do have free Akin, but I think that you win your third before. If you win it this year, I think you win your third before Man United win their fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
So that's why I say it like that. It's kind of like in the Premier League, like Liverpool, you won your title, but Man United had already overtaken you.
Yeah.
You won it. It would have been very different if Man United were on 18 and you won your 19th. That would have been completely different. Do you know what I mean? But it came after. So I think, I'm not saying that Chelsea would always have more Champions Leagues than Man United, but I just think it's one of them where they'll probably be level for a bit.
I've got a question. I know this is obviously you said that you think Chelsea will get the third before Man United get this is a different question, but like in terms of the league titles, who do you think gets to 21 quicker, Liverpool or Man United?
Ooh, that's interesting. I think it will depend, because if Liverpool invest in their team and keep Klopp, so say Klopp signs some long contract and they invest, then I think Liverpool are closer. It's hard because I don't really know who's closer to winning it, if you know what I mean, because I think Klopp is a better manager than Ollie. So I think if you keep Klopp, then I could see Liverpool winning it again.
Yeah.
That being said, I think if Man United get a good manager, they've got a good team there. So I don't know. I really don't know. It could go either way. I think you both. I think Man United are probably a manager away.
Yeah.
And you're probably maybe 1 or 2 signings away, and they're probably 1 or 2 signings away and a manager away. So if they get a good manager in or Klopp leaves, then that will happen. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Nathan says people won't respect Zidane because apparently Ronaldo carried him to them Champions League finals. But then why can't Pirlo win anything with Ronaldo? Defo think it was Zidane's tactics that helped Ronaldo, in my opinion. Yeah, it always happens. If Pep wins it, they'll say, great, he can win it, but he only won it because of Ruben Diaz. Like, there'll be something. They're not going to just say, oh, well done, Pep, you're the best manager ever. It's one of them. We'll have to see. But it's kind of like Fergie. Like, people don't say, oh, Fergie, didn't win it without Ryan Giggs. You know what I mean? Man United. And I know he won the European Cup Winners' Cup, but, apparently that's not a European trophy because Man City don't have any European trophies, but then Fergie has one with Aberdeen. So I don't know. Maybe it's not a European trophy because, you only want to count it when we're talking about Fergie. No one wants to count it when we're talking about Man City. So it is what it is. People literally said we were finished this season at the start of the season. They said we might not make top 4 just to win the league. We would get knocked out in the Champions League quarters. Yeah. I remember I did quite a lot of streams this season and people were telling me you're never going to win the league and all of this stuff. Like, I'm actually going to, when I've got time, when the season's done, I'm actually going to go back and watch some of the streams that I did. Yeah. People were just ruling us out left, right, and centre. I even remember doing GyalDem City with Rose, and Rose was like, I don't know if we're going to finish top 4. And I was like, we will definitely finish top 4. Yeah, I remember it. Because everyone at that point, it looked like we weren't going to do it. And I was like, we'll definitely get top 4. Man City don't finish.
At the beginning of the season, Man City were my favourites. Like, just before the season started, Man City were my favourites. I weren't doing streams at that time, so obviously, there's no evidence for me saying that. But I did think Man City were favourites because we hadn't invested. But when we brought Thiago and Jota, then I thought we might just be favourites. I still thought it'd be very close between us and City. And then obviously, I always say, like, when we beat Palace 7-0 in December, I thought we'd go on and win it quite comfortably because we'd just done that and City were on a bit of bad form at the time. But obviously things went to pot, so
yeah. They are actually closer than you think, but nostalgia is making you think that it's completely that that there's levels and levels between them. There actually isn't. Aguero will get in the Hall of Fame when he retires, the same way Henry is there. If
it's just some of the clutch goals Aguero scored, though. Like, obviously, people always go back to the QPR game. Obviously, naturally, of course, that's the biggest one. But I always say that one Aguero goal that is so underrated and never gets talked about is the one he scored against Brighton. No, the one he scored against Brighton when you won the back-to-back on the last day.
Oh yeah,
because obviously it was us two going for the title. We were winning our game, and City had to win their game, and you went 1-0 down. And you just think that obviously because you needed to win the game, the longer you 1-0 down and you need 2 goals to be able to come back. But to score literally a minute later took a lot of pressure off and just gave you the confidence. That's such an underrated goal, because if he hadn't scored that a minute later, you might have only ended up maybe getting a draw from the game, or we could have won the league. So that's a goal that never gets talked about for Aguero, I think.
Aguero, he's just, and like, I get Henry, I get Henry's all-round game, I get that, and I'm not denying that Henry is the best Premier League player, in the Premier League era. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying there's not a bigger gap as Arsenal fans like to think. If Aguero plays for Arsenal, you're debating who was better. That's the conversation you're having. Who was better, Aguero or Henry? Because he plays for Man City, it's like Henry is clear. Henry is not clear. It's not that big a debate. It's like me saying Messi is clear of Ronaldo. Yeah, I think Messi's the better player, not clear of Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Just because he's a better player doesn't make him clear. And I think a lot of football fans, they kind of get stuck in that, well, he was my favourite, so he's the best player ever. Like, Aguero has done enough to be in this conversation.
Of course.
And if he does win the Champions League, then that's something that he's achieved that hadn't been achieved by Henry. So, it's one of them. And that's not the only thing that he's done that Henry hasn't done. So, we'll see what happens, obviously. Jan not rating Kane is as bad as Ryan and Salah. Do you know what? It's not that I don't rate him. I rate him as a striker. I just don't want Harry Kane at Man City. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have him at your team if you want. I'm not denying that he's not a good player, but it's one.
And as for me, I just don't rate Salah.
Big up to you, Malcolm. Congrats to Sugarbuff. Thank you. Ronaldo is older now. It's true. But it's what happens, isn't it? You and every City fan also gave yourself no chance of big titles. What do you mean? Oh, you know what? Like, I just think City fans are quite humble. Like, we've had to be. Had to be. I don't. What I say about football is is one of them sports where you don't know when your last title is going to be. You don't know. Like, you could win the league this year, like Man City probably will do. We could go 30 years without a title. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but we've seen
it. You just had to get the number 30 in your mind. I know how that came to your mind.
It's just one of them things. But we could go 7 years? 8 years. Man United have gone 8 years. Like, we could go 8 years. It's not impossible. Is it unlikely with this City team? Yeah, but it's not impossible. So I'm not going to act like, oh yeah, the Premier League's just the Premier League, because
you would have thought when Arsenal won the Invincibles that they'd go this many years without a league title.
Exactly. And this is the sorts of things, like, you just don't know how long it's going to be. And I'm not one of these fans that's going to be like, we're going to win this every year. Like, the start of the season, like, Liverpool fans were like, we're going to go back to back, which is fair enough, because at that time it looked like they could potentially. Chelsea fans were like, with the signings we've got, we're going to win the league. Like, it's one of them things, like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I'm always confident about Man City in the fact that I know we can do it. Like, I know we can win the Champions League final. Whether we win it or not is the question. But are we capable? course we are.
Oh yeah, of course you are. Yeah.
So it depends on the players. If the players turn up and play how they played tonight, we will have that Champions League. If we don't play how we did tonight, then it will depend how the other team play. Because if the other team are better than us on the day, then we have to hold our hands up and say that the other team were better. We'll have to just see. Dupe, I always said we win the Premier League. I agree with that. That's what I said before the start of the season. We'll win the Prem. I expect Man City to fight back when we don't win the Prem. That's just the kind of mentality we have. We didn't win the Premier League. You could see how angry the players were when they had to give a
guard of honor. Yeah,
they weren't happy, and that's what I want from my team. I don't want my team to be smiling and clapping. Oh yay!
Oh, I remember Bernardo Silva weren't even clapping, was he?
Yeah, he's angry. Yeah, but that's what I want to see. I don't want to see my team like, congrats Liverpool, you're so great. You've taken the. No, I want them to be angry and come back the next season and fight back and win it. And that's what I want.
That, yeah.
Henry's record in big games is stonking. Yeah, it's what I'm not gonna deny what Henry has done, but yeah, there's arguments for Sergio, to be in that conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. Nathan says, should Aguero start in the Champions League final? I don't think he will. I think he'll go with what works. I think he'll go with the false nine, and Messi to me is the best player I've ever seen. To be honest. That's just one of them. I wasn't alive for like Maradona.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. But from what I've seen in my lifestyle, the player that I've seen live that's the best player ever is Messi. And I've seen Ronaldo on a lot of occasions. Aguero passed Henry for career goals. Henry, 22-year career. Kun has nearly 300 games less. This is what I mean. These sorts of stats. It's just madness. Nathan says Aguero's up there with Henry and Shearer for what he's done in the Prem 1,000%. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's just one of them things where people just like, they let things kind of, because they like a player so much, they can't rate anyone else. And it's like, just because I think Messi's the best doesn't mean I don't rate Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can rate both of them. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. It's like if they like Cristiano Ronaldo, they can't rate Messi. If they like Messi, they can't rate Cristiano. And it's like, you should be able to rate both. Like, I rate Henry really, really highly. But I also rate Aguero really, really highly. So, yeah, it's just one of them. We were humbled indeed. Yeah, it's been a lot of times. I've never really been cocky about Man City. I grew up in a time where we weren't very good. So, it's just one of them. I'm old enough to have seen Romario, etc. Kun is better. He scored way over 100 for Atletico as a kid. You know what? He was mashing up Barcelona as a kid at Atletico Madrid. He's just madness. One sec. I'll just get to some of these and then we'll wrap it up. Your manager is Pep, so it was bound to happen. City coming back. Yeah, Pep doesn't. He's just so good. I love Pep. Algerian Messi is better than the Egyptian Iwobi. You're like that
he is.
Yeah, Messi is just unreal. Dupe says, Jan, what are your thoughts on the Chelsea versus Man City game? Knowing that we will win the Prem now, it's all on the Champions League. Do you think we would rest a lot of players for the rest of the Prem games? I think Man City will want to win the Premier League at home. And I think we'll want to win it against
Chelsea.
Yeah, I think to win it against Chelsea will be a bit more of a statement than winning it against Newcastle. So I think Man City will want to do that. I don't think the problem we've had in the last couple of games is we've rested players for the Champions League. The Champions League final is 3 weeks away. So if I'm Pep, what I would do is I would play our strongest squad against Chelsea, try and win, and then, like you say, then play the kids for the rest of the Prem game, or like maybe not the kids, but just play the players that feel like they want to play. Obviously, we want to keep them match fit for the final. We don't want them going in without having playing a game for 3 weeks or something like that. But just rotate, rest some of our players, because we want to avoid injuries, really and truly. We don't want to go into a Champions League final having lost De Bruyne and Diaz, so we need to kind of keep them fit. If we can rest them the whole time, then great. It'd be nice to see, a very fresh Man City go into a Champions League final. It would be nice, but also Pep is professional. He's not going to disrespect the other teams that he's playing by putting teams out that are terrible. Like he's not going to do that. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But we need to keep Diaz fit. We need to keep De Bruyne fit. We need to keep Mahrez fit. We need to keep Foden fit. So yeah, if we can do that, if we can win this weekend, it's great. If we can't, we'll still win the league. Just have to beat Newcastle. Or if not Newcastle, then Brighton, and if not Brighton, then Everton. So I think we'll do it, and that's if Man United win all their games. So we'll have to see. Yeah, and that's how it works. Though you have to hate one. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not like that. Am I on Snapchat? I am. I don't really use Snapchat, to be honest. Great stream, guys. Big up. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video if you haven't already, guys. Ryan, what's your thoughts on Konate and Liverpool signing him? Who do you want next? And Salah ain't leaving this summer.
From what I've seen of him, he's a very good defender. I like him, but his injury record is horrible. Like, when I saw his injury record, it's actually so worrying, and especially because of the amount of injury-prone defenders we already have. I'm not sure if it's the smartest piece of business that they're doing. He's still quite young. Maybe his body's still got to develop more, but his injury record's so worrying. I mean, very good defender though. If we got him fit regularly and you put him alongside Van Dijk, it'd be a very good defensive partnership. But yeah, you can't guarantee his fitness. And as for Salah leaving this summer, I hope he does. Probably won't. It wouldn't surprise me if he did, to be fair, for some reason though.
I think it depends on if you get Champions League. I think if you don't get Champions League, he'll feel like he wants to be in the Champions League and he could leave.
Yeah, possibly. I hope he does leave, though. I've wanted him gone for ages.
Matt says Ronaldo and Messi have hundreds upon hundreds more than Aguero, Lewandowski, Suarez, etc. But those three are among top 20 scorers ever. For God's sake, if not for the big two, these guys get bigger ratings. Yeah, it's true. This Ballon d'Or would be interesting if there was no Ronaldo and Messi, because they just sweep them up every year. It's not very competitive, the Ballon d'Or.
No, it's not. No,
it's a 2-horse race, so it may be a free at a push, but that third person's not getting there unless Messi has a ridiculously bad season. Which a bad season for Messi is like 40 goals and 20 assists. That's like a bad season for him, which is just dumb. So yeah, it's one of them. Nifon, no, I won't be doing that. I'll be going under. I'm hoping to go and watch it live, like somewhere, like a bar or a pub or something. I don't really want to watch it in my house on my own, to be honest. So probably go somewhere and watch it. Get drunk. That's what I need to do. Delap could have a few games under his belt if the league is wrapped up against Chelsea. Yeah, Delap's already won his league, so yeah, he could. It'd be interesting because if he plays 5 games, which I think don't think he's played any in the Prem yet. If he plays 5 games, he gets a medal. So I don't know if you can have 2 medals in the same season because he would have won the Premier League and the Premier League too. So we'll have to see. But I don't think there's 5 games left, is there? There's only 4. So I don't think he would get one regardless. I don't know. Maybe you get one for being on the bench for 5 times. I don't know. Liverpool won it against us last year as well. When will the pain end? Oh, the league.
Chelsea.
Yeah, interesting. We'll have to see.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Man City to give us the league, and then we lifted it against Chelsea at Anfield.
Yeah, I think play the best team against Chelsea. I agree with that, and then rotate. Yeah, definitely. You should do that. Nippon says, imagine telling a City fan in the 90s when City were mid-table in League One that within the space of 3 decades they'd be lining up for Champions League final. They'd probably laugh in your face. Yeah, the only person that wouldn't is my dad. Because my dad was going on about how Man City were going to win the Premier League twice before Liverpool won it, and it happened. But yeah, he should have put a bet on it. We'd be billionaires now. It's madness. Do you face it? Honestly, I don't know how PSG didn't get more red cards. The tackles they made towards the end were disgrace. Yeah, their heads
turned it off after 2-0.
Their heads went in.
Yeah, they lost their heads. Like in the last leg, they lost their heads towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the best thing about Pep. He changes things up when it's not working. The guy's essentially winning the league by playing a false nine. That's mad.
I mean, in fairness, so did Klopp.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the new thing. A lot of people like playing like that. It just seems a
the
bit
way
more.
Football's moving nowadays.
Yeah. Because like with your striker, like some teams, like you cut the striker out the game, you pretty much.
You prefer a lot. It's more about being a better all-round player now in that central position.
Yeah. You know what? There's been a few players, like even
Snyder should have won it.
Like how Lewandowski hasn't won it as well. Like there's been quite a few players that should have won it that haven't. But it's just Messi. Just Messi's too good. He's too good. It's frustrating because your players just have no chance. Because like in comparison to Messi, they just look shit. Even if like they're the best player ever. Jan in the Carabao Cup, Pep was talking to Delap, and Delap was smiling like Pep was telling him to get ready for next season. Yeah, probably. He has to get a run of games. Yeah, I agree. If they're gonna, because they are gonna promote him. They've said Pep said that he's gonna promote him to the first team officially. So yeah, it'd be nice. Be nice to see him get in and have a bit of a chance. Yeah, I don't know, but we're obviously gonna wrap up there. But thank you guys for tuning in. No Gundo disrespect on here, mate. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the membership if you can. We'll be back tomorrow with a Q&A at some point. I can't remember what other shows are on a Wednesday, but that's the only one that I can think of, but there's probably more. So yeah, tune in tomorrow. GyalDem City, yeah, should be back on Saturday. I might do a watch along for City Chelsea, just because not really under too much pressure. If we win, we win. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'll probably do that. But yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Bring your Pochettino jokes to the Q&A, you know, just for the fun of it. See you guys.